Good. Hello again, this is Tony from the SIG Forum and the M14 Forum. Today I'm here, I happen to have the honor of running into Bruce Gray, so I'm going to let him talk about new products and new services over here at SHOT Show 2018.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Tony. Tony, I want to start with the P220 10mm. When we first started doing these conversions about 10 years ago, we publicized them, of course, on SIG Forum. It was really done for the SIG Forum membership, which is part of the reason why you guys are all kind of near and dear to my heart, because my first and only home is really sigforum.com. But that said, we really didn't think that, in our imagination, that the P220 10mm would go where it did. You flash forward all this time with the engineers and product management taking our work and developing it from this phenomenally well-built, purpose-built gun that actually handles full-power 10mm in a way that very few others will. And we look at what our experience was on range day on Monday. Everybody wanted to shoot this thing. Of course, the line for the new P365 went around like, you know, the range, but when people came to the Legion kiosk, this was the gun they wanted to shoot. And I don't know if it was just basically kind of like a measuring contest to see who was tougher, or if people were really seeing the practical utility of a pistol that puts out this kind of horsepower that really is going to be that durable, accurate, and practical. You know, this is not an expensive toy, and in the Legion version, this was designed for duty, for people that want to carry a lot of horsepower in a controllable, practical package. Product engineering did some great stuff. Matthew Taylor, the engineer here, found a way to extend and increase the lockup-buys of this gun, which is something we weren't able to do with our originals. That, along with some playing around with some tolerancing, cleaning up a few things with a slide to frame fit, coming up with a locking insert that was indestructible, better recoil spring system, really makes this pistol really just an absolutely practical alternative. I handled one that had 20,000 rounds. Pardon me, I take that back. This pistol actually had 10,000 rounds of high-end boutique ammo through it, and it was fine. Mine, I've got about 18,000 rounds through so far because I've been trying to kill it and I can't. And I love the thing to death. And I've actually carried it on duty, just to say that I could. So we can start with this and kind of work down from there. Now we're looking at the P365 pocket pistol. I don't think that's what they call it, and I wouldn't put it in your pocket because I don't believe in pocket carry. But for what this pistol will do, having the ability to put, you know, 12+1 in this gun, having the ability to carry it on your ankle with this kind of capacity and this degree of ergonomics and shootability in a package that is this small and light is just absolutely remarkable. It takes a lot of air, you know, to blow up my skirt. I don't want to say that I'm jaded. I don't want to say that I've seen everything. And in my arrogance, I think that I always have the best ideas. But the reality is that from a gunsmith standpoint, from somebody who makes his living trying to enhance really good stuff and make them even more suitable for a particular application, if not better, there's nothing to do. This trigger is phenomenal. I shot the crap out of this thing. I was dinging plates 50 yards like it was nothing, and it's not hyperbole. This pistol shoots in a class, you know, it punches way above its weight, to put it that way. It shoots in a class of pistol that's at least on compact size, if not more. There's nothing about this pistol, honestly, that I would change, although certainly Grey Guns is looking at a couple of things with the trigger. It's not because the trigger itself needs to be better, but just ergonomically maybe to adapt things to fit people differently. And that's about the only thing we can think of to contribute. I absolutely am enthralled with this pistol. It's kind of funny. I first saw this magazine in Ron Cohen's office about 1.5 years ago, and he snatched it up, and he asked Mr. Brosler, the product manager, director of product management, I should say, if he could show it to me, and they didn't really want to at the time, but I got enough of a look at it that kind of like an archaeologist that finds a tooth and a piece of finger and a little fragment of jaw. I kind of reasoned kind of what kind of gun it was going to go in, and my wildest expectations were literally exceeded. I don't want to sound like a SIG commercial, but honestly, this pistol just absolutely impresses the crap out of me. Very, very impressive gun. A couple years ago, when Kyle Lamb was brought in to Sig Sauer as a training and product development consultant, we talked about a VTAC version of the P320 that really kind of fit his style of shooting and that kind of reflected his ethos in terms of how he runs a gun. And I kind of see where he's coming from. In the past, when I competed heavily, and in my previous gunsmithing life, I really stressed soft plus really comfort comfortable pistol, but sometimes things that are soft and plush aren't necessarily the most shootable. What Kyle was looking for, and I agree with, was a pistol that was fast, snappy, and that came back on target quickly and stopped. And for that, we did a few things with the slide profile and mass distribution that the engineers finalized and formulated in such a way as to make this pistol very flat. And again, another gun that punches above its weight. Not a very heavy pistol. Between the ergonomics of the X-grip and the mass distribution within the slide and the really awesome kind of like barrel fit that's borrowed from the P320 X5, you have a pistol that I think shoots about as well or better than any service pistol available, but is very, very fast to shoot. The sights are kind of interesting. When I first saw them, I wasn't honestly sure if I liked them or not. You know, you have basically stacked elements, and first time I tried them with night vision equipment, all of a sudden the light bulb came on and they made sense. Actually, the light bulb didn't come on because they didn't glow so brightly as to like obscure everything else that I was looking at. I've been playing with mine. I have one of these. I've been shooting it. I'm going to carry it on duty, and I'm going to commit to it. I found that I can actually shoot these sights extremely well. There's really nothing about this pistol that I feel like I need to change. The other thing I want to talk to you about is the voluntary upgrade. What I will say is that for all the noise and stuff that you hear, I'm really committed to that mechanism. I think it's a better mechanism, which is really why we have committed to it, and why that's what we're going to service and what we're going to back up with our own parts, triggers, and competition kits. I am very, very impressed with the clever things that were done, which really take some of the aspects of the original mechanism that are hard for us in the aftermarket to work with, and given us something that with the slide-driven disconnector takes all of the timing issues of the self-resetting trigger out of play, makes it possible for us to be able to offer you guys a drop-in trigger or a drop-in competition kit that does not need to come to us. Honestly, I'm not trying to get out of the gunsmithing business, but from an ethical standpoint, I can't see charging all that money to have a gun come to us for what now is literally 15 minutes worth of work, and which you can have done locally by a qualified person, you know, with a bag that comes in the mail. So for me, all the way around, this is great. I like it, and it's really what this gun should have been from my standpoint in terms of its utility, ease of service, and shootability. This is pretty much, I think, I'd say it's kind of like my favorite 320 at this point.
All right, well, hey, thanks a lot for watching the video. I just want to thank Bruce Gray for taking the time out to do this for the forum, and hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next year.
I love you guys, as always.
Good.